The Selfish Giant. There once was a giant that lived in a big house that had a beautiful garden, but he never let anyone come in. Whenever he was away, children would come there to play in his lovely large garden with soft green grass where there stood beautiful flowers like stars. The children shouted, "How happy we are here!" to each other and played the day away. One day, the giant came back from his friend's place after 7 years. Seeing the children play in his garden, he angrily chased them away, crying out, "My garden is my own garden. Anyone can understand that, and I will allow no one to play in it but myself." Then the giant built a big wall to keep them out and stop them playing. After the children stopped coming to the garden, the trees and flowers were so sad that they lost their beauty and were covered with snow and frost. No birds came to sing here. Spring was everywhere, but in the giant's garden, it was still winter. One morning, the giant saw the children playing in his garden. "Not again," said the giant as he saw they'd entered through a small hole in the wall. However, spring had finally arrived in the garden at last to express his happiness on seeing the children again. Then the giant realised that he'd been selfish and was very sorry for what he had done. So he let the children play any time they wanted. The giant's favourite among the children was a little child who had kissed him on the cheek when he helped them to get to the top of the tree. The giant removed the wall so the children could play any time they wanted. But the little child stopped coming to the garden, and the giant was very sad. Many years passed and the giant grew old and weak. He sat in his house and looked out into his garden. But one winter morning, the giant saw the same child under a tree. He ran down to the child with joy and greeted them. "I'm so glad to see you. I thought I'd never see you again," said the giant. However, the child didn't respond. The child was an angel who had come to take the giant to the Garden of Paradise as a reward for letting them play in his garden, where he lived happily ever after. The end.